Alright, so I've sifted this the best I could and scraped out the bottom. As you can see, it kind of looks like maybe a preserve at this point. Mostly it's the skin and the seeds left. You really can't push some of this stuff through. As you can see, the bottom is nice like that. Once again, we probably want to scrape the bottom. But I already got all that stuff. It's the money though, so make sure you push this through and then scrape underneath here. Like lift it up and then scrape straight across, and you'll get all that good pulp. So then what we're going to do right now, we're going to extract this into my other blender over there. Basically this is how I do it. I'm sure there's other ways. I'm sure you could maybe even put it in first and figure out stuff, but it needs to be very concentrated to break down. So I'm going to take this, pour it into here. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of this water that I got, pour it into here. See that nice beautiful color already? Put the lid on. Make sure it's on because this stuff will stain. Probably hit 2 because it's a smoothie button and it'll actually pulverize the stuff, hopefully the most. Alright, don't be alarmed that there's still seeds everywhere in here. That's not too big of a deal, especially because if you put them in your smoothie, you would probably be more upset that you're actually chomping down on these seeds that kind of seem like rocks. So this is all I do. You can see that there's seeds everywhere, but they're kind of on the sides. You don't have to worry too much about them. If you don't have a sift, I guess you could just try to avoid them. But I'm going to just take the sift again, pour this into it. Alright, it's a little bit more liquidy because of the water I added, but there we go. These red cactus pears are amazing. They actually smell like if a cherry, a watermelon, and maybe a strawberry were to have a kid. Yeah, get my sift. Alright, and you just do the same thing. The water will help push the actual pulp stuff down. And of course, you'll still be left with some of the pulp. If you really, really want to go for the health benefits, I guess you could probably throw some in. But I've done it enough, and I've seriously never been able to break down these seeds enough to the point where I really like them. I'm sure they got tons of flavor. I'm sure they're really great for us too. I mean, you could just do a little scoop. You know, it doesn't have to be too much. But I'm just gonna leave this out. I found that I probably won't eat these red pears if I throw the whole fruit in, and it's really easy to cut them up and just throw them in, but you won't have a nice smoothie. It won't be nice and smooth. Really, it'll just be, you get into one of these, you probably want to spit it out each time because you can't bite really down on it, and you kind of don't want to swallow these because they're kind of big. So that's about how much we got down. As you can see, it's a little bit more. Of course, you want to sweep this bottom off right here where all the pulp is sitting, or you can hit it, whichever, or you could even scrape the edges right there. Either way, you still get the pulp in. So that's good. Alright, so then we have the smoothie. This nice cherry like colored glaze on the top. It almost looks like a preserve of some sort, but it's just this nice red concentrate that you got. So my next two things that I always love to add is, of course, organic cacao powder. Of course, raw organic cacao powder. If you didn't know, all vitamin C content is lost in chocolate when it's cooked. So, you know, why not just add it raw into some of your smoothies? Everybody likes chocolate. So I do a little rounded spoonful, not too much. And then, my absolute favorite This actually got me off of coffee. It actually got me off of anything caffeine. It was a nice step after you needed a little help kicking the things that are kind of sinister in your life. So this is just red maca powder, of course organic if you can find it, but sometimes it's not available. So red maca powder for men's supportive health. I guess if you want to just go for regular maca powder, that works just as fine. What this is going to do is actually going to make a creamy like texture, kind of like a milky ice cream kind of thing. It has a nice floral smell. It smells like maybe if you were to dry vanilla, like almost like a whey or an ice cream kind of dried, but this is so much better. It's actually made from a red maca root or just the white maca root. You can't really use the root unless you can actually find it. I mean, it go that distance, but quite honestly, this red maca powder has helped me. It will actually give you the same stimulants as caffeine might and wake you up. It'll keep you awake, things like that. I've loved it because anytime you're just feeling sluggish and you add this, oh, you're going to love it. Alright, so that's that. What I do now, of course it's at the top. I like to use this one because else I start throwing out too much fruit. So you just add this to the thing, of course, with that beautiful, beautiful red juice at the bottom. Not too much water added yet. Another thing that I finally like to add, lemon zest, of course, from an organic lemon because you're using the outside. Very important. So you just, add as much as you want. I usually use the whole lemon because I love lemons. I love lemons and water. Ever since making these smoothies, I can't get enough of lemons. Anytime I go anywhere and get water, I always have to ask for a lemon now because it's very reminiscent of smoothies. Like without all the other fruit, it's okay with water and lemon. Alright, so then all you gotta do, take your sift again. Or don't take your sift if you really like lemon seeds. Cut it in half. Just get it in there. I actually love to do this one too. The actual Red Machine Naked Juice is made with a quarter of an orange, and I found out probably a quarter is good, but I like to always use a whole orange. I like to zest the orange first, just like the lemons were. And then I like to actually cut off the skin, the pith, and then cut out the segments and just throw them right in there as another fruit. And you don't need the lemon if you use an orange, and you don't need the lemon if you use an orange. Did I say that right? Something like that. If you use an orange, don't use a lemon. If you use a lemon, don't use an orange. You get the gist of it. Basically, this lemon or orange will actually help preserve this. And it actually helps preserve these even better in it. But we'll talk about that in a second. So we've gotten everything added. Take this, get the lemon juice in there, whatever. I like to reuse my sifts because you can actually push out some more red even easier when you add the lemon. So we got that. Take this, add a little bit of water. I'd maybe say to your liking. You can add it to the top if you like it free flowing, but I like to add it just to about this point, so you got a little bit texture. It'll taste kind of like an applesauce with fruit. So maybe like a raspberry applesauce, something like that. So basically that's it. We're going to put the lid on. We're going to smoothie it up. And I will teach you the green part right after this. Now, alright, who would not eat this, drink this, consume this, share this with your loved ones, eat it every day, eat it weekly, do any of that good stuff. There goes my water. It's alright. Alright, so we got this. Beautiful, beautiful color. I'll probably bring it in the light, show you even better. It's just absolutely amazing. Words really can't describe. Well, maybe they could. Fruity goodness, fruity heaven, I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty much amazing. So then we're going to take this. This is what I always do. This is more than enough than I need for today, so I usually like to bring it to the 24 or the 20 line because that's what my smoothies hold. One of these. I use one of these. You fill it up, and then you can shake it, and then keep your smoothie emulsified. And if you add the greens and the color's not so pretty, and you don't want to really eat with your eyes, just to eat the food you put in, then it's good to mask what it really looks like. You won't get any bad comments to be like, ew, what does that look like? Because most people think it's weird to add anything like a green into a drink. Fruits, they're okay. So that's why this is so pretty. You could just stop here, bring us to work if you wanted to, but we're going to go one more step. So I'm going to go grab one of my 4,000 billion stainless steel things that I got. Alright, and then you take this, your smoothie, and then pour it in. Pour it probably to the top. I mean, I guess if you want to leave a little bit out, but we did quite a bit, so I'm going to leave it right to the top. Alright, put the lid on. Pretty simple, right? Put it in the refrigerator. This will last you a day or two. You can just use this as a quick smoothie and just put it in your blend tech, or you can just drink it tomorrow. So then we got this base. I went kind of shy on this because I'm going to go heavy on the greens. But you take collards, red kale, rainbow chard, Swiss chard, anything like that, or my beautiful kale. So all you got to do here, of course, drain the water out. You don't need that. Of course, this doesn't need to be sitting in water, just to make it a little bit more crispy, to make it more lifeful, because if they've been sitting around, they might get a little dry. So you just take your leaves, and I will show you what you do with this for the final step to make that into a real green smoothie. This is full of good stuff. You want this, you want this, and you want this, and you want this. You could do all three, or all four. Yeah, but I'd stick with just one. Don't get too ambitious. You might be able to mix some, but ambitious? Anyway, ambitious. Let's go to the last part. I will show you what you have to do right after this.